All right, can we have you just spell a name, please?
Captain Randy Montandon, M-O-N-T-A-N-D-O-N.
And just give us a rundown of what happened.
At approximately 9:30 this morning, Metro Dispatch received a call from California in reference to a family member who the family down there believed that she was in distress and was being beaten by her male companion. They gave us an address that was in the 6600 block. Also, the information given to dispatch was that the male individual that was doing the domestic violence was also wanted out of California for homicide. Officers confirmed that information, and upon arrival they challenged the residents to try to get the individual to come out. They observed that there was external surveillance cameras on the outside of the house. At one time, the female came outside and deposited a small child on the sidewalk in front of the house. Officers went up, rescued the child, and within a short time period of them rescuing the child, they received gunfire from inside the residence from the male half. Several officers returned fire. At this time, we don't believe that they hit the individual. SWAT was called out to the scene. Subsequently, entrance was made into the residence, and they determined that the female and the male half were deceased upstairs, apparently from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The male may have killed the female and then killed himself. That's all under investigation right now, but the male and female are confirmed deceased inside the residence. One of our officers did receive a gunshot wound. He is currently being treated at University Medical Center for that gunshot wound. We don't believe that it's life-threatening, but like I said, anytime you're shot, obviously it's problematic. So it's still under investigation. Homicide and criminalistics are on scene right now. They'll be here for several more hours, trying to figure out exactly what has occurred. We did confirm that the suspect in this did have a firearm in his hand when they found his body.
What type of firearm?
It's a large caliber semi-automatic.
So is that like a gun that shoots water?
It's a pistol, yes.
So she said that she came out, left the baby on the sidewalk, and went back in. Did you guys have any conversation with these people throughout this standoff?
Well, it's right at that time is when the suspect started firing on the officers. So, like I said, it would appear that maybe, I don't want to speculate too much, that the female was allowed to take the child outside, and then immediately she didn't have a chance to flee. He was holding the gun basically close to her and then forced her to go back inside.
So they both came out outside, he was holding her?
He was... Right, this is right at the doorway. Okay. So basically the child is deposited outside the door. Shots are fired at the officers, the door's closed, and then additional shots are fired at officers from an upstairs window.
So how were they able to go and get the baby?
The officers put themselves in harm's way to rescue the child from the doorstep and get the child out of the fire.
Did we have did you, when the woman came out, what was her condition? Was she hysterical?
Like I said, all that's under investigation right now. We have not concluded the interviews with the officers that were at the scene. All of that will be taking place over the next few hours. Additional information will be released in a press release, when we have more details.
Right now it's not known whether they were married or not, or is it confirmed that they were just in a...
We don't even know if the child is theirs in common or not. We believe that it is, but like I said, none of that's been confirmed.
But has it been confirmed that that was her child?
We have not confirmed anything. It's an 8-month-old child.
Was the officer that was shot the one that rescued the child?
I believe that he was there during that rescue procedure, yes.
Was it a little girl or a little boy?
All I know is an 8-month-old child.
And
the child was hurt anyway? Is he injured anyway, the child?
No.
do you know if he was watching the police officers through those surveillance cameras? Were they working in the home?
Well, like I said, we just now are doing a search warrant on the house to get in, and we'll be able to confirm all this at a later date.
The age of the child?
8 months, I believe.
Okay. Are we going to get any information that the suspect, the deceased suspect, are we going to get any information on his background besides the fact that he was...
All of that will be released in a press release, and there'll probably be several press releases over the next couple of days when everything is confirmed.
The evacuees, what's happening with that?
They were all taken to a local school, and I understand that that we're going to try to get them back into their homes as quickly as possible. We're going to be shrinking the crime scene down substantially here within the next hour, and I believe most of those people will be able to return back to their homes.
Have you guys made any entry in the house? Some neighbors talked about suspected drug activity going on there, maybe a meth lab inside. Have you guys found anything like that?
No, no one has mentioned anything like that.
About the child now?
The child's going to be turned over to Child Protective Services.
How many hostages
Well, there were no hostages, but there were substantial neighbors. There were probably at least half a dozen homes and a couple of mobile homes, I believe, behind the residents that were evacuated.
Can we talk about response? How many people you guys have here? Who's called out SWAT, snipers?
Well, SWAT was called out because we believe we had a barricade situation. Come to find out, I guess, that it would appear that the individual did basically a murder-suicide almost, relatively quickly after the initial gunfire.
And so, again, all this started because the family member from California said that their family member was here.
Right. She had called down there and had advised that she was being beaten by this individual, and then they called the police here.
This is the second murder-suicide, potential murder-suicide that happens this year, right? Can we talk about that? I mean, it's becoming more and more common.
It's not more and more common. I mean, we generally have several of these a year. Some of them are almost, they're murder pacts where you have two individuals that both want to die, things like that. But in this case, we have nothing to believe that was the fact here. We just have a violent male individual, and like I said, he may have been wanted for murder out of California also.
Since he's dead, are we releasing any names or any other information about this guy?
We have not confirmed any of this yet. This is just the preliminary information.
Any calls to this address before? I guess not.
We haven't even done the workup on that yet. Like I said, all of that will come out as the investigation progresses, which is going to take, several weeks. I doubt that seriously. I mean, the officers' names obviously won't be released for 48 hours, so you can expect a substantial press release on Monday.
Thank you.